What's up, gang? It's Keg from Nuke the House Sports Betting here to preview the field for this Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Pennzoil 400. First, don't forget Nuke the House is currently available on the Yacht Chopper Tales platform. We're selling weekly and monthly NASCAR packages, which include subscriber and game betting shows to get you set for the upcoming NASCAR year. All premium wagers fully tracked on the nukethehouse.com platform. We only bet 1 unit max risk. Last year as a team, we made over 500 units profit. So be sure to check us out on the Tails platform. All right. Recap quickly of the week. Back-to-back NASCAR Cup Series winners for Tails subscribers in the outright market. Back-to-back Xfinity outright winners for Tails subscribers. We hit some props. We had 20-1 on Chris Bell on Sunday in a parlay. We had him again at 13-1, double dipped live at 4-1. We had Almirola at plus 450 in the Xfinity race, double dipped on him live again at 4-1. Things are going well, man. We're crushing. I'm up 25 units right now in the month of March, betting 1 unit max risk. Things could be worse considering we're only 13 days into the month, but let's get into it. All right. Let's preview the field. For my money, Hendrick Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing deserve to be your overwhelming favorites in terms of teams to win this race. I agree. Kyle Larson, 4-1, currently at DK. He's been the class of the field on 1.5-mile cookie cutter ovals since the Gen 7 car debuted in 2022. He's won 2 of the last 3 at Vegas. He's finished no worse than second in 3 of the last 4. And he's had legitimate top 6 speed at every 1.5-mile track on the circuit last year, including both races at Vegas, Texas, and Kansas. He would have had top 5 speed at Charlotte had he been there to run it, but he wasn't there for most of the night. He was running the Indy 500. He's a real problem in the format. And he needs to be taken seriously as your odds-on favor because I'm not sure anybody has a better chance to win this race than him. So odds makers got it right this week. Will Byron, sticking with Hendrick in that 7-1, 8-1 range. Last year, Will Byron had the best average finish on 1.5-mile tracks in 2024. We know that HMS will be strong here. He looks like he's carrying more speed this year so far, the first month, than Kyle Larson, at least to start the year, and he could easily win the race on Sunday, considering that he's got the second best average finish at Vegas behind Larson in the Gen 7 era. He won here in 2023. Larson won here twice in the Gen 7 car. As a matter of fact, Hendrick has won 4 of 6 in the Gen 7 era. So Will Byron has to be taken seriously. Sticking with Hendrick, Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman, he might run better at Vegas than he does at any other 1.5-mile track in the series. He's finished in the top 5 in 3 of the last 5 at Vegas, including 1 win in 2022. One thing I like about Bowman coming into this race is that if you look at his speed on intermediate tracks in the package from the start of the next gen era, he's gotten much better in terms of speed in the format the last 18 months than he did the first 18 months. Now, I'm not sure that he could beat some of the other contenders, but man, he's right there. If he took another step forward in the offseason, he could surprise on Sunday at a decent number, somewhere in that 22-1 to 25-1 range. So keep your eye on Alex Bowman. All right, let's switch it up. We'll switch manufacturers for a moment, talk about Toyota. Chris Bell. What can you say about the kid? First driver to win 3 in a row in the next-gen car. Nobody right now is currently in better form than Chris Bell, and he has been wicked fast at Vegas. He's finished in the top 5, 3 of the last 4 here, and he's finished runner up in 2 of the last 3 here. Considering the form he's in, he's gonna be tough to beat. I wouldn't wanna step in front of him right now, but the price is short. He's the co-favorite alongside Kyle Larson in that 4-to-1 range. If you're betting the outright market, you have to have him, in my opinion. But you're gonna have to get that number up on him unless you only plan on betting Kyle Larson and Chris Bell at 4-to-1 and nobody else. That's not how I bet this sport. I like to have as many bases covered as I can, and I try to get the number up on the guys I need to. But you got to have them. Tyler Reddick, sticking with Toyota. Tyler Reddick in that 7-to-1 range. So when you look at Reddick's results at Vegas, he's been solid, but not elite. He was in an accident in the fall. He finished 35th. But in the other 5 races, he's finished in the top 8, 4 of 5. The reason why he's so far up the odds board is because he's been one of the fastest cars on intermediate tracks since 2022. And I mean one of the very fastest, right? Combine that with the fact that he had the second fastest car at both races last year at Vegas. That's why you're seeing the odds for Tyler Reddick be where they are. You have to take him seriously. I would say he's a top 4 contender in this race. He could easily show up and win this race. Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's a tough one to figure out this week. He's been very fast on intermediate tracks since 2022, but at Vegas, he's been a tail end of the top 10 guy since moving to the new car. You have to respect him because he could definitely show up, but the odds are a little low for me. He should be around 12-to-1 as a fair price. He's as low as 9-to-1 at some shops. 15-to-1 would have intrigued me. Anything less than that, I can't get involved. But keep your eye on him for sure on Sunday during this race because he could be one of the guys that are coming. All right, a couple quick honorable mentions for some long shots. Kyle Busch, he has way more speed through the first month of the year than I would have thought that he would have, especially after last year. Is he going to have enough speed to hang with Larson, Byron, Reddick, Bell, and the top contenders? Probably not. But keep your eye on him during the race because he does have speed right now. Chase Briscoe, 25-to-1. Briscoe's been disappointing to me so far this year in terms of where he's finished. I thought he would have finished better than he has, but he's driving Martin Truex's car this year. Marty had one of the fastest cars on intermediates in the Gen 7 car. Granted, Marty isn't in the car anymore, but Briscoe is a capable guy. You have to consider backing him one more time, especially if you have been backing him. Because if he does show up and he has Marty's speed on 1.5-mile tracks, he will not be 25-to-1 again on 1.5 miles this year. So somebody I think you need to consider as a long shot, take seriously, at least watch him. If he's coming, you might have to get on him. Finally, Roush. Keselowski and Buescher were disappointing last week. I thought that they would have been better, regardless where Buescher finished. I know Keselowski had an issue. Can they show enough speed to be a real contender this week in that 35 to 40-to-1 range? Probably not. But it's worth noting that Buescher was way faster in 2024 at Vegas than he was in 2022 and 2023 at Vegas. He was the 3rd fastest guy in the spring. He had top 8 speed in the fall. If he takes another step forward, maybe. Keselowski historically has been phenomenal here, but he's been pretty average in the next-gen car with just one top 5 finish. But to be fair, I mean, he's basically run around in the top 10 in 3 of the last 4 here, if not for an accident in the fall race. So keep your eye on Roush during this race. I don't think you have to bet them pre-flop, but they could surprise people with speed. It would not shock me. But like I said, I'd be looking at Hendrick. I'd be looking at Gibbs, maybe 23XI, in terms of my favorite people to win this race on Sunday. And those are your contenders for the most part for Sunday's Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll be back on Sunday morning for some prop bets for you guys for the NASCAR Cup Series. Until then, later.